everyone, and welcome to my Pride series. So first off, I am going to apologize. I did not keep to my word. I was going to try to do every day, but I've decided I'm going to try to do all week. In the weekend, if I can do it, I will do it. So my reason that I didn't end up making videos, I did make one, and it was an unboxing video, was because I went to the Den and Phil tour, and that kind of preoccupied me, and I had a pretty busy weekend, and you can see I got a haircut. Thumbs up for my new haircut. So today, since no one wants to really talk about anything apparently, even though I'm like, hey, I'm one follower away on Tumblr from having 500 followers. I just announced my winner to my giveaway, but still nobody wants to tell me what I should talk about. So today I decided I'm going to talk about pronouns. Can you see it? Woo! So this is probably not going to be the longest video, but I just want to talk about it and talk about my pronouns. And you can go ahead and talk about yours down below. I am probably a little bit hyper. I have drank full throttle. There's a whole bunch of YouTubers that drink stuff and talk. But I'd be like, yeah, energy drink and talk. Anywho. So, pronouns! I guess I should tell you, what are pronouns? Well, pronouns are things that we most commonly refer to as he and she. There's also, like, if you want to talk about, that's the English language. If you want to talk about other languages, they sometimes, like I learned German, they sometimes pronoun things like inanimate objects. So, like, it's even more fun, especially if you're talking about gender-neutral language. Which, I guess, is what I'm going to kind of talk about today. So, as you all know, I am agender, and if you don't, and this is your first time watching, hi, I'm Lakin, and I am agender. I'm also particularly hyper. Okay, so, a lot of people that identify off the binary tend to use they. And I don't really like they, but I will accept it because I would rather not be called she. He I will take, but it's not really my favorite. They, I will be more likely to kill you. And at least it's neutral to me, so I use they if you really cannot do it at the time, or like it's something like some people that might need a step. They is good, but not the two pronouns I like to use. So the two pronouns that I use is Z and Faye, and yes, a lot of people will kill me for using Faye. Z and Faye, I have a necklace which has my pronouns on there. Z and Faye preferred, they if you have to. So I spell it a couple different ways for Z, but I don't really like using the German spelling of Z because it is a gendered term, and so I do not like it that way, but I will accept it in this term the way I just wrote it, and then Faye. So, I'm going to address the issue with Faye, but it's not an issue for me, it's an issue for the world, and they need to deal with their own issues, but I will address it. People don't like Faye because a lot of people associate it with a person is self-identifying themselves maybe as an other creature, which can be true, and like, why not totally be fine with it? But there's people who really, they believe that non-binary exists, they're fine with agender, they're fine with those, but then when it comes to Faye and using those kind of pronouns and going out there, they're like, oh, well, why not just use, like, stupid things like cheese, like, that's my pronoun. Okay. You need to calm down. This is like when you say, oh, if you get married, then it's gonna lead to things. This is legitimately a pronoun that is available and an option that people don't necessarily see themselves as being an other creature or an otherkin creature. And I don't see myself as an otherkin creature, but I'm chill with it. Because to me, maybe because I'm more of an accepting person to things that are out there, maybe not out there in the way like, oh, they're crazy, but like more open spaces. But then when I go to closed spaces, I'm like, you guys suck. So, and I've been told that's hypocritical, but it's the truth. I like the open spaces, and I'm free with the open spaces, and I'll be like, yeah, you guys are all chill. And then when I go to conservative spaces, I'm like, yeah, I'll suck. Not everyone, but I just rather be in a certain space. But, like I said, I don't really use the term in the way that I'm like an other creature, other kin. But, like, does it really matter? Because there's totally other, like, kind of groups that do see themselves maybe, like, in a different way. But why should I not use a pronoun? Because people say, oh, that is, hurting another identity. So, this leads me into one little tangent, and I might actually talk about this tomorrow. So, using they, or even having a non-binary identity, I have been told, and I've had issues within the transgender community, with being told that non-binary and all that hurts other identities. So, I might talk about that tomorrow. And I really would love to hear people, like, what they have to say. Like, have you heard this? Like, has this occurred to you? So, I've heard a couple different things. So, the fae, like, hurts other people's identities, and also that people don't really think that that pronoun is the best. But, getting to pronoun selection, I personally went through a list of pronouns, and I read them, and I looked at them, and I took a long time, just like my name, which I think will be another topic as well, because it took a long time for me to decide a name. And I said, these are the two pronouns that I like the best, and this is what I'm going to use, and this is what I feel comfortable with. So I'm going to put a list down below, so if you have any trouble, if you're having issues with what pronouns to use and whatnot like that. To me, when I was making that decision, I had been down this road for a while. I've been transitioning for 5+ years, about when I started college, and you can go ahead and look at my whole story. I tell a whole story about being agender. I have 2 videos so far, plus I have the other series, so you can go check those out. But definitely for me, and if you personally are trying to figure out your pronouns, it's a never-ending battle a lot of times, especially if you're still trying to get where your gender is. I personally I've gone through that, and then I decided, okay, this is what my pronouns are, and this is what I'm using as to decide what my name is. And so once you've hit that, but everything's always evolving, so don't ever think, oh, I'm strange because I've never hit this point, and I'm not. We're always evolving. Gender is always fluid. Sexuality is always fluid, so don't be worried if you're like, oh, one day this is how you are, the next day is this. Don't let people tell you that's wrong. Don't ever let people tell you that you need to choose. You are who you are, and just let it go. So for me, pronouns, it just seemed right, and like I said, I'm going to put a list down below. So go with your gut. To me, it's really personal, and it's what you choose. You go, this is what I want. I think for me, I will also I'll talk about naming as well. That is what happened. I made a huge list, and I was just like, okay, let's go through this list. Let me think about what I wanted my name to be and things like that. So I will put like a list down below of pronoun options, but there's tons. And I will also add one of those generators that helps people learn pronouns. It's really cool and awesome way to help your fellow friends, family, whatnot, learn your pronouns and yourself, because I'm not gonna lie, it's really tough when you're using pronouns that are not necessarily used in a daily basis. Can be okay, but when you're using a little bit different terms, it can be tough. Like, trust me, like, I have issues, so that's why I'm like, they, if you have to. So, I will put that all down below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Suggestions as well. I would love suggestions on what you want me to talk about. But I believe tomorrow I am either going to talk about choosing my name or issues within the trans community and agender community and things like that. And as always, and I'm going to do this outro for the prize series. Peace. Love. Pride series. Love each other. Bye.